Cheesman Park was my introduction to Denver when I first moved here from Florida. It's a pretty fair sized park at 80 acres, big, luscious grass and trees older than you and me combined, probably. What you might be interested to know is that this park was actually a cemetery in the mid 1800s. You see, Denver, as a mining town, definitely needed a cemetery, and as the city of Denver was settling, but the gold on the Front Range actually ran out pretty quickly. We did not have as much gold here as in other states, such as California, during the gold rush. And so the cemetery was neglected. And over time, it became an eyesore to the neighborhood. And eventually, Congress actually approved for this property to be converted into a park. And by the 1890s, that's exactly what happened. The pavilion you see here was, how do I say this, commissioned by the Cheesman family in dedication to Walter Cheesman, who was a businessman in Denver. And thus the park is also named Cheesman Park. It is said that this park is haunted because, as I mentioned earlier, it was formerly a cemetery, and the way they went about relocating the graves here was probably mismanaged, to say the least. A contractor named E.P. McGovern was paid to move the bodies at the cemetery, and he was paid by the coffin. What he did was take advantage and misrepresent just how many bodies he was moving so that he could make more money. In the end, many graves were left behind, and in the following decades, whenever there would be improvements or excavations in the park, remains would continue to be found on the property. So today, the city of Denver manages Cheesman Park, and it's a beautiful, beautiful place that I hope everybody that comes to Denver gets to come and see. It brings me so much peace to be here at Cheesman Park. This is a place that I moved to. This is the first place I moved to when I came to Denver. And I don't live around here anymore, but it has always been a special place to come and enjoy as a third space, as a place to reconnect, with nature and to breathe some fresh air, to kind of unplug and open up the pressure valves, And I've lived in 3 different cities. I've lived in Miami. That's where I was born and raised. I also lived in San Antonio, which is in Texas. And Denver's my favorite. And this is where I choose to call home. One of the things I really like about Denver is that there's many parks like this available to you, depending on where you decide to move to. And when I lived in San Antonio, most of the parks you had to drive to. And when you have to drive to a park, it's just not quite the same as when you live somewhere and you can just walk a few blocks and be at the park, So while Denver is a more expensive city than San Antonio, it may be more expensive than where you're moving from, or it may actually be more affordable depending on where you live. But I can tell you that parks like this are very common. This is not the only park in Denver. This is a special place for me, but I think you can find your home and you can find your special place as well. Before we continue, I just want to give you a shout about me. I am a real estate professional here in Denver. And if you have any questions about moving here, or if there's anything in the city that I can help you with in the real estate world, please don't hesitate to leave a comment or send me an email. The information can be found in the description box below. Now, just some final words about this place is that I wasn't expecting Denver to be so unique. I mean, I'm from Florida, so what do I know? I came from a flat land, and we definitely have our beaches, and we have a lot of things that you might think are favorable, but I always dreamt about living in a place like this. When I was a kid, I always dreamt about having 4 seasons and having big urbanistic escapes like this, parks that are dedicated to nature, dedicated to people without having to pay for an entrance. And these amazing things that surround me here in Denver make my move well worth it, even if it is an expensive place to live. So if you're thinking about moving here, I hope that you come visit, and I hope that you see the same beautiful things that I do.